Good afternoon. This is the New York City Board of Standards and Appeals public hearing for December 9th, 2025. Item number 28, new case before the regular calendar. This is 2025-22BZ, 51 Little West 12th Street, Manhattan.
There are specific conditions about that adjacent building that cause the design to generate a second elevator, which is specific to this, to the construction here. That's all I'm saying about one, the ground floor space. Think restaurant. It's not just retail as anything, and it can be anything. It's very specific to this, the design and which then, look, the upper terrace. That's, again, it's really links with an interior staircase. It links to the whole program of eating and drinking and so on.
Okay, can I just jump in? Because I know that you wanted to tackle some of these financial issues, and I kind of think it's premature of you to tackle them here in the hearing.
Okay.
Because as you're speaking, you're actually contradicting yourself.
No.
So I'm going to give you an example of how you're contradicting yourself. In talking about the program and how you were devising a program for this site where you wanted restaurant instead of general retail, you made the argument that general retail is not going to do well in this area or from a commercial strip with other associated shops, but a restaurant can be successful regardless of where it's located. Inner city, out by the waterfront, it really depends on how good a restaurant it is, but it could succeed anywhere. Here's where your contradiction comes in. When we're looking at your comps, you're adjusting all of your comps downward because you're saying they have a superior location in the interior areas of Manhattan on commercial strips with public transportation versus the subject site, which is located where it's located on the west side. Now, this is your paperwork.
No, and I have to look. I have to really go back and see.
Yeah, you do.
No, and I'm not. Look, I'm not going to say
on the record.
No.
You have to is what I'm saying. Take a few minutes, breathe, sit with it over the weekend, read your report, form your argument with Mr. Lobel, so it's a very cogent argument here that I can't poke holes in while I'm sitting here just,
I look. We've been. Everything's been moving very fast. I'm trying to answer what I can answer, and also, not get into so many details, but also to correct some things that I think are not totally correct. So, for example,
in short, though, I think. Sorry, Ms. Cohen. I really do believe that this also would be best in writing.
All right, I have no problem with that. Truthfully, it takes the pressure off, but and I will go through each and every comment and whether it's misstated or not or what. I do it all the time, right? So not a problem. We can move forward. We know we're coming back with an adjusted design, so everything gets adjusted accordingly.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cohen. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Number 17, 2025-22BZ, 51 Little West 12th Street, Manhattan.
I get it. I've written 2 pages on it. That's not what I'm saying. And I think maybe Boris at DeSimone can go. Actually, it's a lot of it's in his letter, but to be able to identify what it means to build on a small, narrow site, and what is not mentioned is the adjacent fragile building, which does come into play because of its condition, and it actually forces that second elevator for the cellar, which you wouldn't have if that condition didn't exist.
So here's something that I'd like just to touch on. You've heard 3 commissioners here who have some dubious claims. on the way the way this cost estimation is going. And you just acknowledge that there is a portion of your statement that is not included with regard to the adjacent building. Now, I don't think that it is best for us to litigate this and just create this back and forth between the commissioners and yourself. I think the best way to handle this is a submission that clearly outlines what your argument is, and then we can either accept it or reject it.
But as the engineer of the board, I'm not gonna accept any submission.
Hold on. I see Walter Marin and Faith Erdogan. Do they need to be included at this point to answer any question?
Please include them.
Okay.
And I'm not looking to argue back and forth. I'm
Ms. Cohen,
Ms. Cohen, wait, please wait.
Ms.
Sure.
Cohen, please wait.
Sure,
We need to swear them in and swear your fellow colleagues in, and maybe they can. I at this point I agree with Vice Chair Shibata. I think the questions that are being raised are not new. They have been raised at the last hearing, and this we are repeating ourselves. And I think it would be best use of everybody's time if you can document this information in the manner that would convince the board. Right now, the board is not convinced as of the last hearing and as of today. Right, what you're proposing for the ground floor, you're proposing restaurant space not only on the ground floor but the floor above.
No,
with,
not in the.
No, you're not. I know you're not, but in the proposed you are. My question is why replicate the same thing for as of right? There's no reason if that is going to give you more value for the leasable space. Why should the third floor in the as of right be considered as an office space? Which is how it has been analyzed and valued. It should be the same as the way you're valuing in the proposed, where the ground floor and the third floor or whatever you do with the utility space becomes all part of the restaurant space.
But they're totally two different designs of the.
It's not at all different designs, Ms. Cohen. It's not at all. The step from the cellar floor to the ground floor to this utility to the third floor is the same layout. It's the same layout. There's no difference. That's why I asked the question. The only difference may be on the third floor of the proposed, your building is set back from the front so that you have a terrace in the front. In the as of right, you don't have a setback from the front, but you still have a terrace in the back, which is overlooking the High Line. That is the only difference.
I'd ask if Walter wants to address that now. I'm sorry, she's correct in what she's saying. State
your name for the record.
I'm sorry, Walter Marin, how are you? So the statement is correct what she's saying.
So in the as of right, you're doing an upper floor.
Yeah, the third floor
restaurant space.
Yeah.
To be the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
It just gains you more restaurant space.
with a view of the high line from the rear lot line. You're overlooking the high line. It's exactly the same configuration as the proposed. In the proposed, you get the view from the front and you view of the front 12th Street, and the rear you have the high line.
Under a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So you have two different types of outdoor space in the proposed. In the as of right, you have one outdoor space which is in the rear overlooking the high line.
That's final. And that's
Okay.
what I'm given. Yep.
and factor in the high line in your cost adjustment. I'm not going to see another economic analysis without the high line cost adjustment. And the reduction of the elimination of the waterfront. Those are my comments, and there is a lot of work that needs to be done, because without that analysis, we just cannot even go beyond.